as I always say, I do struggle with trying to figure out when we're actually live.
I think it goes immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
All right. Fantastic. Well, hello there. Carol Dockrum here with Beautiful Faces Going Places Women's Success Network. And as you all know by now, we normally do 1 or 2 business spotlights every week where we highlight small business owners, entrepreneurs, and women in business. And today our special guest is Melissa Kirkpatrick, and she is actually on our success team, one of our success team members, coaches, and she is a transformational life and business coach with Find Your Own Drive. Today she is going to be sharing her insights on how to flip your script, take a leap forward in your life and in your business, because procrastination isn't sexy. Investing in yourself is. So please help me welcome Melissa Kirkpatrick.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol. I'm super excited to be here and to be able to come in onto this platform and just give some insights and wisdom and, share my gifts with everyone. And then also being able to offer an opportunity to do some deeper work with me and move further into, which I'll talk about towards the end.
Awesome. I mean, I think that is why I was just talking to you just the other day, and you told me all about this fantastic program that you're offering soon called Flip Your Script, right? And yes. Immediately I said, okay, well, we all need to learn a little bit more about this. And so tell us, what are the attendees, or what can the attendees expect from Flip Your Script?
So the program that I put together is a 10-week series, and it's engagement with me twice a week virtually, and also engagement within a Facebook group so that you can share ideas, get questions answered, explore new ways of doing your business. But the ideal behind Flip Your Script came from the understanding of my own journey and working with some of my other clients. We're so good at telling what's not working and identifying everything that's gone wrong and why we're not successful, that for me, what I recognized earlier this year was flip your script. I was done telling I'm mediocre, I'm at this level, only if I coulda, shoulda, woulda, those kind of words and language, because I'm a big teacher of conscious language. Yes. And when it hit me so clear that the idea was, if I just flip what I'm saying and say it differently in the manner of what I expect to happen, like paint the future, then I think I'll start getting those results. And I believe your thoughts become things, like Mike Dooley teaches us. Yes. And that was what had happened for me. And then I offered it into the Progress Towards a Purpose. I just did a 2-week program with 15 amazing women who said yes to really engaging with me and learning these 8 principles. And that's when I had the aha moment that it is flipping your script. Right. It is about changing what you're speaking out and how you can create your life by design. Yeah. And that's where I'm at right now with offering this.
Well, that is really, really exciting. And like you, I'm a huge Mike Dooley fan, and I do believe that thoughts become things. And it really does go beyond thoughts, right? It's also our feelings, our emotions, and
action.
Yeah, exactly. And action and our perception of our situations, right? And I know right now it is challenging for everyone nationally and globally right now. We all have different challenges, whether it's work related or family or business related, right? And I think it does boil down to the language that we're using. What story are we telling ourselves? And yes, and I can totally see how that could make a difference in your success level or level of success. So
exactly. One of the things that I had discovered when I owned and operated the golf courses was, as the business became more profitable and more money came into my existence, which is what I wanted, right? I called it in for myself. I actually called in to be, working in a big office building as a, executive, or, like I had this vision as, a young child, but here I am on the golf course. But what I was doing was then I started squishing the flow of the money coming in because of an old story, a belief that my parents had put upon me, and thinking that the rich are bad people and people with a lot of money don't, they don't deserve it. And they probably
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And so again, when you flip the script on that wasn't my story, that was their story. And so
Right.
just recognizing how we do get into that perception, because a lot of times it's just things that we took on as an
Right.
understanding or a belief. But
Right.
when we get older, we give ourselves permission to say, is that my story? Is that my truth? Or do I get to create my own story and truth?
Right.
And that, again, is another piece of the puzzle. And it's all about developing those pieces and putting them together. Steve Jobs always talked about, you can't connect the dots moving forward. You can only connect them when you look back. And, for a lot of us, we can look back and say, oh, well, I see how that happened. But what if you could start today? And I'm getting cold chills thinking about it. What if you could start today of looking forward and follow the dots to
Right.
get to that destination? That's what a part of this program, that's
Wow.
what it's designed for, is
Yeah.
let's get your dots in order so that you can go and achieve that.
Right. Right. I know I'm like, I don't even know where to begin, because I too get so excited about this topic and, talking about this, because I think a lot of us do get stuck in stories, and whether those stories
Mhm.
are something that we own ourselves or they have been passed on from, our upbringing, and when you were talking about one of the things that you heard from your family was, wealth is evil or whatever. And there's other money stories that we're all familiar with, like money doesn't grow on trees, and
Mhm.
that was one I heard growing up.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so it's how do you change those stories? And I think that's what you're going to be diving into, changing the stories that may or may not be true. Probably, I
Mhm.
think many of the times it's not true. They're not true stories that you're telling yourself. And I think that also has something to do with confidence too. I mean, telling your story that, or confidence or worthiness, or just doubting your own uh, belief systems or your ability to achieve those goals that you may
Yeah,
have for yourself. Um,
exactly.
and I bet those hold us all back.
Oh, they do. They
Yeah.
do. I mean, that's for me was when I started recognizing, when I was younger, I manifested like crazy because I just was like, I'm going to do this, and I would do it. And
Yes.
things like that happened like just without even question. But as I got older, then I thought I would be strategic. And as you become strategic, you start with what you said, the confidence, the self-doubting, you're measuring it to life experiences. Well, that
Mhm.
happened to me in my 20s, so I'm not about to do it in my 30s or 40s. Or so
Right.
and so, they lost their tail on doing that. They took a big leap of faith and they didn't succeed. Well, it's all their story, it's all their journey,
Right.
it's their experience to have. And the thing with, a lot of times we look at people and we put them on a pedestal. We're thinking, oh, they're better than us. I could never be an Oprah or a Tony Robbins. And the thing is, they came into this world just like you and I did,
Yes.
naked and nothing. And so that's the part where we have to really align with what that vibrational, I call it a vibrational energy, with, am I going to hang out with the person that's failed, multiple times and think I'm going to learn something from them? Or am I going to follow someone who's just a little above or even beyond where I know I want to get? And that's what I did for myself this year. I invested in one of those high level coaches because I did my thing. I created my audience. I created my business, but then it was like, well, why am I not at the success level I envisioned or intended? What am I doing wrong? What's not there for me that I'm, need more support around? And that's when with this coach, it was like mindset work every single day.
Yes.
It's
Right.
creating a muscle in there so it doesn't want to slip back into, well, that wasn't successful and I failed here and this happened and
Right.
oh my gosh. It was like,
Yes.
wait a minute, that's not the story. And we journal about it. We start painting that picture through words. And then, like you added, the emotions, the feelings, the actions is
Mhm.
what brings that up even more.
Yes. Yeah. No, I loved how you. Well, I had shared earlier regarding procrastination isn't sexy. So, um, and it's crazy because years ago, before I became a little bit more enlightened, I always thought, oh, it's great. I want everything to be just perfect, or before I even get started, I want to make sure everything is all set. And then I came to a realization that perfection is not where you want to be. Perfection actually causes procrastination. And it can be a crutch, right? If you're dependent upon that, and that's what holds us back, or puts us in that stuck position, because we wait for everything to be just right or to be perfect, instead of just owning where you're at in this space and time. And these are the tools, the resources that I have at my fingertips, press go, put it out into the world, and then tweak it along the way and learn and grow from that. So
yes, yeah. It's always awkward before it's elegant in anything that you do. Think about when you were a child getting ready to walk, or your own children, how they wobbled and struggled and fell down, but they kept getting up and kept getting up, yes, and finally found that balance. And that's where a lot of people miss the target, because they never make the shot. And that's the learning, that's the experience. And, I went into golf course ownership and became a golf instructor for women because I was a teacher by trade. But now, as I'm teaching people about life in general, that was the focus: how you show up on the golf course, how you show up in life, and how you treat the little white balls, how you probably treat yourself or others. It's like, okay, that part of me, I have all that. But then this business piece has become very clear that I'm watching myself changing every decade and growing and expanding and being successful. And then I see others that just want a piece of that, just want to know where's the magic wand so that I can have that same thing. And I immediately recognize, with all the business networking that I do anyway, and the different groups and organizations, it's like, oh, I can't keep this a secret anymore. So the two are starting to marinate together, because how you do one thing is how you're probably doing all things. And that's where this, again, becomes a value in getting to say, here, like, it's like, put all your cards out on the table and let's just start analyzing and audit and figure out, what are you doing really well and what are you doing not so well, and where do you need extra support. Maybe for some it's mindset, but maybe for others it's a strategy, it's a sales funnel, it's the right language, the right post, where to show up. And all of that is in my toolbox now. And I've the beginning of the year till now, I 4X'd my business last month, and I'm on target to 10X this month. So I know what I'm doing is working. And I don't want to keep it a secret. I want people to invest in themselves and make that bold commitment to say, I am going to show up every day, and I'm going to commit to those 10 weeks, because I know once I put my heart and soul into something, which some people don't, right? Some people want to spend the money and just wait for things to happen. But I want those individuals. I'm only taking 10 into this program also, Carol. So it's not that anybody and everybody's going to get in it. And it is a higher ticket item than what most people may be comfortable investing in. But I've already invested the bigger bucks. So you're actually getting to invest in a much lower level, but you're getting all of this greatness that I've already received from my high-end coaches.
Right.
Does that make sense?
You know what? I'm just thinking about, imagine if you were to invest in yourself right now, with the time that we have remaining in 2020, how you can position yourself for success for 2021. So
absolutely.
I think your timing is perfect with your 10-week program, and and I also love the 10, the magic of 10.
Yes.
So they're going to get high ticket coaching from you. For 10 weeks. We
start next week.
10X to 10X.
10X.
So I love it. So there's 10, 10, and 10. I love it. All right. So go ahead.
I was going to say, and we're starting on 8/17, which is a magic number for me, because my son was born on 8/17 at 8:17 in the morning. So it just seemed in perfect alignment. But my launch started 8/10, which is another number. So we go till October 23rd.
Right.
So it's good positioning.
It's excellent positioning. And if you don't mind, I would love to share one of your clients and her experience with working with you. So this is from Tina. Melissa's program was able to light that fire under my butt while giving me the confidence and ability to acknowledge those winks from the universe in order to propel forward. Her fun-loving personality is contagious, and she has a special way of making you look deeper in yourself. Highly recommend. I think that's fabulous. I think that's awesome. Here's another one from Cheryl. So Cheryl said that Melissa has helped me find the path that I was meant to go on. I started out not knowing where I was going for my goals in my life, which many of us do. Now I know, now I not only have goals, I have a purpose. I found a drive and a voice inside of me that I did not know was there. Melissa shares in my excitement of my new journey. She guides me and encourages me. I have new excitement for life and new goals. Melissa is a blessing. She helps me find the magic. That's awesome. Really, really
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
have
those women
goosebumps.
are incredible. Mhm.
Yes, exactly. So you've got space available for 10 lucky clients starting
Yes.
next week to 10X. Yeah.
And we're, looking for, it's business entrepreneurs. If you're in the sales profession, if you're maybe a new coach,
Mhm.
but ideally it's, you're in this place of you're doing things well, maybe not at the level you want, or
Right.
you have everything and you just need some organization to it, some more strategy, some more, concepts. But again, a lot of the back office part of it is the mindset and and building
Yes.
those muscles. I definitely feel like, just looking at my notes here, because there's just so much built into the offer, that when we really align the energy, like I said, with the exchange, like when I purchase something with an exchange of money, I've learned, like I said, it's not just like you buy a coat or a purse or an outfit.
Mhm.
This is forever. This is a long-term experience that you're going to have with me, because I've been on the training ground for 10 or 12 years myself personally. And
Right.
that's the piece that if anyone's considering this and they're hesitating, like, I don't know, that's a big investment and I this, that, or the other. First of all, I want to say, if you're a Beautiful Faces Going Places follower, success team member, or member, I'm going to give $500 off of the
Wonderful.
registration fee, because you've taken the time to watch this and listen and follow and be a part of a community. So remember that, $500 off. And you're going to get some free bonuses when you register before Friday. And so those are listed on the sales page. But my whole point in this is, anything that you get for free holds no value,
Yes.
right? It doesn't hold the value of when you really invest. And I want, if, like I said, if you're having hesitation, get on the phone call with me, because I want to help you understand, because that for me was a huge obstacle, because every time I put money out into invest in something, I was always doubting it. Well, how's that going to work? And where's the magic wand? And then at the end, I'd be all pouty, like, well, that didn't work. It's because I didn't do the work. I
Right.
didn't show up. I didn't
Yes.
do what was encouraged in me, and I didn't build that. And so now that I know that, and I recognize it, that's what I'm not going to let anyone in this program hide out from. That's why it's a
Right.
small, intimate group, because
Yes.
we've got to be called out on our stuff sometimes, and be, recognize where you're not really engaging in your business. And you know what?
Right.
Sometimes I've worked with people who have changed their careers altogether because they recognize their heart and soul just wasn't in it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So maybe they got into something just because that was the latest and greatest, or someone encouraged them or said, "Hey, you'd be great at this," but it wasn't their passion, their idea,
Exactly.
their interest. And yeah,
Yes.
I love what
Yeah.
you said about just free stuff. Do you know what I mean? As I've been on my journey launching Beautiful Faces Going Places, and creating value and this visibility platform for speakers, trainers, coaches, and experts, and also a networking community. Um, the whole concept of free, I'm a huge giver, and I do a
Yeah.
lot of free programming, but
Hmm.
at some point it's like, okay, we also have programs that are paid programs, and there's a reason for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But
Yes.
I do notice that, you know anything that, a lot of times the free stuff, people just don't show up because they don't see the value in it, right?
Hmm.
It's like, okay, we all have to at some point say, enough of the free stuff.
Yep.
And you're delivering value, expertise, and um, offering a solution to problems, and helping to fix problems as well. And yeah,
Hmm.
that all has a dollar value. So
It
yeah, I'm
does.
so glad that you mentioned that. And I know when I was running a chamber of commerce, I recall, when it was time for membership renewals,
Hmm.
and I on occasion get, I'm not sure, what's the value? What am I getting out of my membership? And
Yeah.
my answer always was, you get into a program what you put into it. I mean, you have to put in the effort as well. You have to participate. You have to
Right.
show up and you have to do the work. Otherwise,
Yes.
you're not going to get the value out of it. So that's the same thing with, jumping into a program. You've got to say, hey, I'm all in. I'm going to dedicate the next 10 weeks and follow Melissa's lead and her expertise and do the work. And I think that's when the magic happens. So they'll get the value. So
Mhm.
I'm just so glad you brought up the word free.
Well, what was the old saying? If it's free, it's for me. That's what my dad used to always say that. And that there, like you said, there comes a point because my laptop is full of free programs and
Sure.
downloaded PDFs and documents. And they're just sitting there. And again, that's cluttering. If you watched my video the other day, I talked about
Yeah.
cleaning my office. That
Yeah.
was another moment for me, and flipping the script. I was journaling and I was, feeling all this. And I always ask, what do I need to know in my journal? And so it's like, as I grow this, program, and as I get more people and more clients, and it's like, what do I need to know? And it was like this big voice said, Melissa, you need to clean up your office. And I was like, I've been having that on my intention list, for weeks now,
Right.
because when we remodeled the home, everything landed in my office.
Sure.
And so it
Right.
just, I had a little trail to come in to get to my desk, and the back of me looked great, but the rest of it was like, it is so freeing. Like
Right.
that to me, again, I flipped the script. What was keeping me from cleaning it? And it was just really, there wasn't a drive, there wasn't a motivation. And then when I recognized I'm bringing in 10 amazing individuals that I'm going to support, and it's going to take a lot of energy and focus and drive on my part, because I know how engaged I get with people and in their lives and in their business, and want them. I'm your number one cheerleader by all means, and I'm tracking you and I'm watching you. And it was like, that space needs to be open for me, for my stability of holding space for this many individuals at this level.
Right.
So listen
Yeah.
to those voices. When those things come up, you got to listen.
Yeah. Yeah. I did watch that video and I saw that post and I totally agree with, our space is so, it's so important for it to be decluttered, because when there's so much clutter and disorganization, and then you start feeling that, it really does hold you back from working and productivity and getting stuff done, whether it's mentally or physically. I totally agree with that. So
Yes.
I'm glad you shared that decluttering. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something to be said about that.
There is. And Carol, I also want to share, I do one-on-one coaching too. So if there's anyone that's not a fan of a group program, because I was always like, I want my own coach. So there is one-on-one coaching available. And I do have a testimony from one of my clients, Emily. She's a one-on-one client I've been working with for some time, and she is really exponentially growing her business. She's in the multi-level marketing area, and she can't be more happier than the results she's been getting over the last, we started probably in January, but she was able to come into one of my other group programs, the Progress Toward a Purpose. And this was what she said. Although it was a group setting, I was still happy with the individualized help I was given. Melissa was always prepared, and we were able to collaborate with one another where we could encourage and receive another perspective or piece of advice. So much positivity and oomph to get me going in areas I had otherwise maybe neglected. It was well worth the time.
Awesome.
And the thing was, even though she was working with me one-on-one, when she was in that community with the other women and hearing and their experiences, that's what she said. Wow, there were even other things that I didn't recognize I needed or, desired to do. So,
because she was able to get that from the group as a whole. So, and you just never know who you're going to meet, what words of inspiration or different ways to look at perspective. So there is some value in group programming as well. I think that's awesome. Well, congratulations to Emily. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Melissa, but you also do one-on-one coaching. You also are a speaker as well and a facilitator. So if there are any businesses or corporations out there that are looking for a speaker, or a group facilitator, Melissa would be
Yeah.
fantastic for that as well.
Yes, I would love that. I just did Claremont County Women in Leadership. I'm set up to do the Claremont College next week. I have CincyChic event that I'll be speaking at, and then I also have a private group that has invited me into their virtual retreat. So I do things, like that as well. The motivation, the drive, but also we can structure it around, any of the 8 principles or, something like mindset, whatever that is. But I really enjoy being able to pass on those messages and just get people really refocusing what their desires are and tapping into their heart space. So it's not this cookie cutter and I've got to follow the same path and all of those kind of things. It really is tapping into that uniqueness, that authenticness, and growing yourself organically, because there's a heck of a lot more self-pride in that than when you're trying to fit a mold of what someone else has this expectation of what you should be doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of programs out there like that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Melissa, thank you so much. This has just been fantastic. And what a great session. Just learning all about how to flip your script. And where's the best place for someone to reach out to you to learn more about your 10-week program that's coming up and or your one-on-one coaching or speaking opportunities?
So the social media platforms, Find Your Own Drive, is Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. It's under my name, Melissa Kirkpatrick. But I also have a YouTube channel under Find Your Own Drive, has a lot of my past videos and motivational quick tips. And then my findyourown.drive.com. When you go to that homepage, you'll see a little button that says flip your script. And when you click on that, that'll give you all the details about the program. Message me if you're ready to go all in and you want the discount of $500. And if you need another conversation around, I don't know about investing this much money, Melissa, let's have a conversation. So you can contact me through my website page or through Messenger on Facebook at my business page.
All right. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, Melissa. It was
Thank you, Carol.
Doing this special business spotlight. I just wanted to remind everyone that this Thursday, hang on one second, this Thursday we have our Lunch and Learn networking event. So please come and join us. We have Amber Griffiths. She is going to be our special speaker presentation on branding and marketing yourself as a legendary brand and rock star. So come and join us for that on Thursday the 13th. We also have resumed our Fridays online speed networking at 12 o'clock. So come and join us for online speed networking, meet new faces, make new connections. And lastly, Virtual Business Week is the August 17th through the 21st. It's our 3rd event for Virtual Business Week, where we bring daily speakers, Q&A, ask the experts anything, followed by a round of networking. So all of our events are on our website, beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com, and or Eventbrite. So come and join us, and let's keep moving forward, staying in action. We've got a lot of time here, 2020, and let's make the best of it. All right. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you, Carol. It was a pleasure.
Take care. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.